Okay, so in this lesson, I'm going to be talking about the extensions and what they mean. So, welcome to this lesson. So, first, what are domain extensions? Well, to make it simple, the extensions are top level domains, TLDs, and they are the suffixes that follow the dot in a website address. So, for example, the most common one that is used a lot is com.com. .org, .net, and so on. And so each of those extensions serves as a specific purpose and carries its own implications. So the common extensions. Now let's look more at those. So .com, which is the one that's used the most, it's it represents commercial. So it's often associated with businesses and has a global search, global reach, and expansion. And many users instinctively type .com when searching for a website because that's the one that's most commonly used. .org. Um, it was originally intended for nonprofit organizations, and so most of the time those still use it. But .org has become more inclusive and is now used by various entities. So it often implies a purpose beyond profit, fostering trust and credibility. So that was .org. So the next one, .net. Initially designed for network related websites, .net has evolved to encompass you know a broader range. It can imply technical expertise or to do with in networking related industries. So that was .net. So .edu, I know which we've noticed it applies a lot to educational institutions like colleges, schools, and things like that. And so it signifies a website associated with schools, university, and other academic um, entities, places. So it adds a level of authority and relatability to educational content. So when we recognize that, we see that we associate it with like schools, colleges, universities. So .gov, and I know we've heard this one too. And what do we associate that one with? So it's mostly the government.gov. And so it's an official website of the government agencies and departments. And then .io, it was originally intended for websites related to the British Indian Ocean territory, which I did not know. But IO has gained popularity in tech industry, and so it can imply innovation, startups, technology focused ventures. So those are just some of those main one extensions. So when you're thinking about which extension you want to use and what's available, those are some things to think about. So you can come back and look at this. And so then there's some new, and then those are the ones most commonly used, and there's some new and specialized domain extensions that are being used. So a new one, .store. And so it's designed for e-commerce platforms and online stores. .store indicates a business is focused on selling products online. So that's a new one, .store. .blog, as the name suggests, it's for the blogging for bloggers and individuals who primarily share their thoughts, experiences, and expertise. So that's something to think about. And then .design, tailored for creative professionals. Design showcases websites related to graphic design, web design, and any artistic endeavors. And then .io, and then it's capital T. With the rise of the Internet of Things, IO, capital T, signifies website associated with connected devices, smart technology, or the IT industry as a whole. Um, so some things to think about when you're choosing a specific domain extension for your website. So here are a few key points to keep in mind, and which is some of these key points, it's important to think about throughout the whole process of when it comes to creating your website, from the name of your website, the fonts, the colors that you use in your website. So first thing to think about is the branding and identity. So your domain extension can influence how your brand or organization is perceived. So, consider that when you're choosing an extension. Geographic relevance. Some domain extensions, such as country specific ones like .us or .ca, can indicate a localized presence. So then it'd be useful for businesses targeted to specific regions. So that's another thing to think about when you're thinking about extension. SEO and discoverability. So while domain extensions, they don't directly impact, the search engine optimization, they can indirectly affect user trust and click-through rates. So that's something to think about when you're choosing an extension. So make sure you're choosing one that fits your content and audience to enhance discoverability. So, those are some things to think about when you're thinking about the extension of your website and which one you want to use and also what's available. So you want to think about your brand, the geographic relevance, the SEO and discoverability. So those are some things to think about. And also what it implies, how it's going to be perceived with whatever extension that you used. All right, see you in the next lesson.